Once again, we give thanks for our many, many talented musicians and choirs. We are truly blessed. Did you all read the recent report about siblings? It said that having a favorite child, especially out in the open, can cause short-term and long-term effects on family members. Were any of you surprised? Really? This is new research, a new finding? If we go back to the beginning, Abraham had a favorite son who was Isaac. And how did that affect the family? Pretty bad, right? There was turmoil, there was hurt feelings, there was division. What about Isaac? Isaac had a family. Did Isaac have a favorite child? Who was it? You didn't know this was going to be biblical trivia morning. Isaac had a son named what? Israel? Jacob, who became Israel, right? And how did that turn out? Because there was another son, Esau. And Jacob was the favorite son of who? His mother? Of Rachel, right. And you see over the years how those divisions that started out as having a favorite child pan out in our world today, right? We trace the division between the Muslim community and Israel back to Abraham. So really, when I read it, I was like, come on, really? New research that there's going to be turmoil when there is a favorite child? We all live that, don't we? Right? I've told this story before, but it bears telling again because I'm a pastor and I keep telling the same stories over and over again. Dave and I had a dinner party and invited some couple friends over, and we were chatting around the dinner table, and somehow that subject of favoritism came up. And we all began to laugh, identifying who in our family is the favorite child. And one of the couples, she looked at her husband and she says, "Is there a favorite in my family?" And he kind of laughed. He said, "Yeah, it's your brother." She fell apart. I mean, they stepped outside, they talked, and they had to leave the party because she had maybe not realized that there was a favorite in her family. And I looked at Dave and I said, well, there goes politics, religion, baseball, and favoritism now. We can't, what can we talk about? But today, we are specifically talking about Joseph. And we know Joseph was the favorite son. We know that his father poured out love upon him, gave him special clothes, and how that affected his relationship with his brothers. How his brothers were so irked and disturbed by this young man. And Joseph flaunted his favoritism, right? That they were going to kill him. They decided that they had had enough, and they were going to kill him. Well, luckily, somebody in the group, one of his brothers, decided, you know what, let's not kill him. Why don't we sell him and make some money? It's a win-win situation. We get rid of him and we get some money. So they sell him off into slavery. And, I never thought about selling my siblings, but somebody said I had. And Joseph is gone. They sell him off into slavery. And Joseph's life goes from really good to bad to worse. I don't know how old I was when I realized that Joseph's life really was terrible. I remember having this image of Joseph and the coat and the favoritism, and then he's Pharaoh's right-hand man. And he saves Egypt, and he saves the nation of Israel. But somehow I skipped over the parts where he's sold into slavery, he serves as a slave, he works his way up into Potiphar's house, and then is accused, sent to prison. How many of us would have stopped there? Right? In prison. His life had many stones in it, had many hard times. But yet, the scripture we read today shows us a different Joseph. Shows us a Joseph who was able to offer forgiveness to his brothers. Now, somebody in one of my small groups said, yeah, but Melissa, that was a long time. We have to remember that that is a long period of time between their offense and selling them off into slavery, that he had to work on his stones a long time to get to the point of forgiveness. I'm reminded today is St. Patrick's Day, and there is a similar story for St. Patrick. If you remember, St. Patrick is not Irish. He was actually captured, taken over to Ireland as a slave when he was 16. He served as a slave there for a while, escaped, and went back home. Not the picture of St. Patrick I have in my head. But when St. Patrick became clergy, when he turned his life over to God, what did St. Patrick do? Went back to Ireland, the very place of his despair, to serve there. Somewhere along the way in his journey, Ireland didn't become a place of despair where he served as a slave. It became a place where he could go and serve and share the good news with the people that held him in slavery. Another Irish person comes to mind in their story. How many of us read Frank McCourt's books when they came out? Angela's Ashes. Transformative book in which Frank McCourt counts his time in Ireland and Angela being his mother. He didn't have it easy in Ireland. He was among the poor of the poorest. There was accounts where he was taking care of somebody trying to earn money, and what he was given was the newspaper that the fish and chips came in, and he would lick those. That was the only way he was getting food. His father goes off to help the family, but never sends money. It is a gut-wrenching story of how this young man is trying to survive. And he implicates the church often as he is trying to find solace in the church, and the priests don't necessarily offer him solace. But there comes a pivotal moment in the book. A moment on his 16th birthday where he has a fight with his mother. Things look dismal. He doesn't have a job. He's trying to earn money to come to America. And he leaves the house in despair. And the rain drives him into the church. I love when God does that. And there he stands before St. Francis, the statue of St. Francis, which is his patron saint, the one he's named after. And he begins to cry because he has prayed to St. Francis over and over and over to help with what's going on.